To the British royal family is this idea of a royal reconciliation. And we have some of the top aides having these super secret meetings here in London.
Whispers have followed Meghan Markle for years, but now royal writer Tom Bower has brought back the focus on the most shocking part of her past, her supposed yacht girl life. At 85, Bower has nothing to lose, and in his newest claim, he says Meghan's Yasinjurit's carefully made fairy tale story is full of lies, mixed-up details, and hidden truths. Bower boldly said her lies could flood the earth. He accused her of using her daughter as protection for her breaking marriage with Harry, and even made fun of her obsession with Diana, saying, "You can't be Diana." For Meghan, who has built her whole image on being a victim and controlling how people see her, these claims are devastating. This is how Tom Bower's shocking words tear apart Meghan's entire story.
Conveniently packed, photographed, and every last detail in the Daily Mail. Tom Bower, what was your reaction when you saw those headlines?
For years, Meghan has tried to push away rumors that connect her to luxury yacht parties during her early acting career, events often filled with rich businessmen and famous stars. She has called these stories lies meant to harm her, but Bower says the reason these rumors keep coming back is because they match a pattern. Meghan's career path, he argues, doesn't look like a steady rise based only on talent, but more like careful networking with powerful men. By bringing back the yacht story, Bower is showing Meghan not as an actress who made it in Hollywood, but as someone who used her looks, chances, and influence in ways that still create uneasy questions. And this is where the shame feels the strongest.
It showed, firstly, Harry absolutely desperate. I thought that Meredith Maines, who is a very aggressive PR for the Sussexes.
Meghan wants people to remember her as a self-made star, but Bower has reminded everyone of the whispers that never went away. Tom Bower's second claim is even more damaging. Meghan, he says, is fixated on Diana, not as the mother-in-law she never met, but as a brand she has been trying to copy. We have seen it in her clothes. We have seen it in her poses. We have seen it in the planned paparazzi pictures meant to remind people of Diana's image as a princess who was treated unfairly. But according to Bower, this obsession has completely failed. His harsh words were, "You can't be Diana. Diana was loved because she was real."
That was a great mistake. And I don't think it'll produce what they hope. And I think in the end, I don't think the Sussexes themselves know what they want anymore.
Meghan, however, is more and more seen as fake, controlling, and using chances for her own gain. What she meant as a tribute now looks more like a joke, and the public is not accepting it. Instead of turning into the next Diana, Meghan has turned into a weak copy. This is the line that grabbed attention all over the world. Tom Bower accused Meghan of creating so many mixed-up stories that they could flood the earth, from saying she never searched Harry online to giving different versions. Of when she first met Charles and the Queen, Meghan's changing stories have become impossible to overlook.
Got way beyond herself because she really doesn't understand the British royal family or Britain, but understands how to project her clients. And so I think she got it wrong by leaking it, or even letting anyone know.
Even her well-known Oprah interview is full of contradictions, many of which were revealed just weeks later. Bower's point is clear: when someone keeps changing their story, the lies start to build up. And once the lies grow too big, people stop believing anything at all. Meghan is no longer seen as trustworthy. She is seen as someone skilled at telling stories, changing her past to gain sympathy. Maybe the most damaging claim from Bower is about Meghan and Harry's marriage. Behind the polished Netflix shows and staged paparazzi pictures, Bower says their relationship is badly broken. According to the insiders he mentions, Meghan uses her daughter Lilibet as a shield for sympathy. She pushes motherhood stories into the spotlight to cover up the cracks in her marriage. The message is clear. Instead of fixing the issues, Meghan uses her children as tools in her ongoing public relations battle.
Legacy. And is this about looking like the bigger person? Because he preaches a lot about forgiveness. We heard him talk about open borders. Sometimes he's very kumbaya, and I wonder if he's trying to put his...
To the public, this looks less like a love story and more like a weak business deal holding onto an image. The fairy tale marriage is shown to be nothing but smoke and mirrors. Tom Bower also uncovers Meghan's ties with Hollywood. When she first left the UK, she thought Hollywood would welcome her as royalty. For a short time, they did. But now that glow has faded, producers quietly say she is hard to work with. Celebrities stay away from being seen with her in public.
We've also seen, haven't we, the story by Victoria Ward in the Telegraph, where they were talking about, and that upset the palace quite a lot about talking about funeral arrangements and things.
Invites to top celebrity events have slowed. Meghan is no longer seen as Hollywood royalty. She is seen as a risk. And the yacht girl rumors only make things worse, with ties to Jeffrey Epstein, wealthy men on yachts, and more. They remind people that Meghan's image was not built on talent, but on scandal. Instead of being someone to look up to, she is seen as harmful and a big problem. If you thought Tom Bower's claims about Meghan's yacht past, her Diana fixation, her lies flooding the earth.
Because how can we take him seriously when he's meeting with Ukraine and Trump and trying to make peace as a global leader when he's not even at peace with his son?
Well, I think I disagree with you about that, because Charles, when he was the Prince of Wales...
Her weak marriage and Hollywood's rejection were shocking. But just wait, because in this second half, Bower goes even further, showing the cracks in Meghan's whole empire and why her brand might soon fall apart. Bower points to Meghan's non-stop need to control every story. From her Oprah interview, where she wanted the final say in editing, to her Netflix show designed to present her as Diana 2.0, Meghan is focused on shaping her image. But the problem is clear. The more she tries to control the story for everyone.
Who said no to him. So he's a man who hates confrontation, and he has no forgiveness for people who don't agree with him. So I think the whole thing with Harry is it's guilt. I mean, it's guilt as a result of the divorce, the relationship with Diana.
The less believable it becomes. Audiences are not foolish. They can sense spin, and Meghan's life now smells of too much planning and PR, not something real. Beyond copying Diana's clothes and photo moments, Meghan has tried to use Diana's legacy as her own weapon. But unlike Diana, who won worldwide sympathy through true pain, Meghan's effort has failed. Critics now laugh at the comparison. Social media makes fun of her staged paparazzi pictures. Tom Bower gets straight to the point.
And he didn't look after him to make sure he had a role. But more, it was neglect as well in his teenage years when he was chasing Camilla and all the rest of it.
Club H.
Meghan can never be Diana because Diana was loved. Meghan is accepted at best and made fun of at worst. In the beginning, Meghan enjoyed a wave of public support. She was viewed as a modern, independent woman entering the royal family. But now, surveys show her popularity in both the UK and the US has dropped sharply. Why? Because sympathy faded the more she talked. Instead of strength, people noticed contradictions. Instead of something real, people saw planning. Instead of Diana's open...
Yeah. Well, I must
say, Rob, when Harry made that dash to London, when the King revealed his cancer, to my surprise, Camilla was in the room for the 30 minutes. And she was there to make absolutely certain that Harry...
That's true.
You don't think she was there?
No, I don't. In fact, I'm pretty certain she was.
They saw Meghan's victim role turned into a brand. Bower says Meghan's endless contradictions have finally caught up with her. The Oprah interview, the claims about Archie's title, the New York car chase, the lawsuits. Each time the details fall apart, her trustworthiness takes another blow. And once trust is gone, it is almost impossible to win back. Meghan is now in that risky place where people don't just question her words. They believe she is lying right away. Bower's last. Strike is maybe the most damaging. Meghan's brand itself is falling apart. Her Spotify deal was cut off as Archewell is drowning in debt.
There's going to be a draw there.
And I think it's interesting because we always say, look at what he did to William and Catherine, and that is very important. And I believe it was cruel. You're suing all of these newspapers for leaking private information.
Netflix is said to be losing interest in the Sussexes. Hollywood stars are keeping their distance. Even the royals no longer recognize her. Once she had the world in her hands. Now she has a falling empire, a broken marriage, and a reputation. Built on scandal, not real worth. So let's look back. In this second half, Tom Bower showed Meghan's need to control, her failed Diana dream, the loss of public sympathy, her tangled lies, and her collapsing brand. Add this to the first half and the result is crushing. Meghan Markle, the woman who wanted to be the new Diana,
present moment is, I don't think he feels in any way guilty. I don't think Harry feels any remorse. And I think that is the key thing in all this reconciliation. He still thinks that he's owed an apology from Charles.
And the Hollywood star is now seen as controlling, untruthful, and slowly fading away. For Meghan, Tom Bower's words are not just criticism. They are a death sentence for her brand. Because when a man who has spent decades uncovering powerful, people says her lies could flood the earth, the world doesn't just hear it, the world believes it. And that's it. Tom Bower has taken the one thing Meghan Markle cares about most, her image, and torn it apart piece by piece. From the yacht, girl rumors to her failed Diana dream. From the contradictions that could flood the earth to the cracks in her marriage and the fall of her brand. This report leaves nothing standing.
We'd say, she really doesn't bother her. She can see this way. She's probably looked at the king selling his,
Once Meghan thought she could change history with carefully planned PR, but now the public sees through it. Hollywood is pulling away. The royals have turned their backs, and Tom Bower has simply said out loud what millions were already thinking. Meghan's empire is built on lies, and it is falling quickly. But now, the question is for you. Do you believe Meghan Markle's brand is over for good? Has Tom Bower finally given the blow that ends her carefully planned story? Or do you think Meghan still has one last move to make? One more reinvention to stay relevant, even if it comes through scandal? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't hold back. This debate is not just about Meghan Markle.